POs and all the other, that's all crap. That's all dynamic. The static data stays.
It's got to be on the
The
bottom
dynamic
somewhere.
data will fall. Yeah, well, that's what you,
Cool.
that's,
For every single person that makes it to the customer, and attach that an awful lot of random accounts.
but that's static data, that's not dynamic data.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
mean.
gonna
Like now
stay.
we have all these random miscellaneous accounts. Someone might be like, oh, this guy has to do this. He might be an actual account. You know what I mean? It is gonna get
Dynamic data will get wiped clean. Static data falls.
That's not static. That's dynamic.
You're creating new customers?
Well, that was one of my friends. New cash.
No, cash flow widgets, right?
No, it's new cash. So,
Or cash customers. I'm not sure if that'll get wiped or not. New cash customer, might not. I'd have to ask that. Yeah, I'd have to ask if that static, which I think it is, it might say. No, I know, that might say. I'll find out that answer. Where's Dane at? Could you make a note to see if, or Mike, you take a note? So, let's just find out what the definition between static and dynamic is, especially in relation to creating new customers. So obviously we're excited tonight. Hi, Sam. We're excited tonight or today that I was able to announce a new branch manager in Sioux Falls. So we're extremely excited, and it happens to be one of our guest speakers here tonight. Right now we're starting going to start our budget talks in the corporate office, and there's a couple more big announcements coming down the road, which I'm very excited about. All good stuff. We're going to get new people in new positions, or create new positions for some new people, maybe even some hires from the outside, but I'm trying to get a lot of different things in place now, so we're ready for step one, hit the ground running. So that's the first of probably 3 or 4 announcements that are going to come down soon, and pretty much in every aspect of the company. There's going to be more corporate announcements coming down. There's going to be announcements hopefully coming down in commercial lighting. There's going to be announcements coming down hopefully in the showroom. Pretty much every other sales announcements I'm going to be making soon. We're beefing up. We had a good year. We're hiring. I told you that 2 weeks ago. We're beefing up our warehouses as we speak. Mike and I are, especially Mike. We got new people starting. We got started today in Parsippany, right? Or yesterday in the warehouse.
2 days ago here.
And here, right? And you guys are here. How's he doing, by the way? So good. That's up. Is he here so I can actually say hi to him? I'll go back and say hi. But anyway, we got a lot of cool things happening, and I'm very excited about it. All positive, all good things. Mostly promotions from within, which we love more than anything. But you might see some new names come into the company as well over the next couple days, next couple weeks. Like I said, I'm hoping to make it like 3 or 4 big announcements in the next month, I'd say. So we're ready to rock and roll by Feb 1 in these new positions with these new people. All right, any other questions? Anything from me? Anything at 30,000 feet? If not, Anthony and Mike are going to take over. We're going to film it. We're going to put it on YouTube, see how it goes. Stop some to everybody sick. And Bree will send out a link to that YouTube channel tomorrow morning. All right?
So one of the things I do want to start off with is that, and Jim did touch on it, is I need everybody to ask questions. If you need us to slow down, if you need us to show you how we got into something, now's the time to ask. We've got nothing but time, and we still have a few more sessions to go through, but I need to get everybody up to speed. Tonight, we're definitely going to be spending more time probably reviewing than anything. We're going to start bringing people up. We'll walk through some things that we just did. You're definitely going to get called up. One of the things I did notice with the homework assignment from the first assignment is everybody did a great job, making your widgets and doing your quote. But one of the things that we wanted in them was for everybody to add a comment for wire cuts. You're doing 3 cuts by 25 feet. And pretty much everybody here didn't. So my first question is, do you know how to add a comment to an item? How would we add a comment to an item? There's 2 ways that you could do it. What's one of the ways? What's one of the ways that you can add a comment to an item? could right click on it and you could do add comment. So we'll go into order real quick. All right, so let's put in 100 feet of wire, any size. All right, so now I want to add a comment to this about how I'm going to cut it. So one of the ways, as we just said, is you right click it, and you go to comment. You have your general comment. There should be any info that you want to make about it. The replacement description, which is what we spoke about in the last class as to how if a guy didn't want it to say wire, you wanted it to say hammer, this is where I would erase it and write hammer. And then you have cut product. And this is where we could do our 4 cuts by 25 PDs. Are there any questions about that? Now there's a second way of adding a comment to an item. So we'll delete this. What's a fast way to delete a line? If I wanted to delete this line, how could I delete it? There's another way, and write this down. Is as I'm clicked on this, I can hit Alt Delete. Do you want to delete this item? Yes. So we're going to put in 100 feet, THN. Now, the second way to add a comment, and a very simple way of adding a comment, is up in your bar. You have a paper clip that says comment. A lot of what you could do in the system, a lot of your right clicking and everything, you could do at the top of the screen. So now we're going to add a cut product comment. Where will we do that? Cut product. Do 4 cuts, 25 feet. We X out. Save changes. Are there any questions? All right, so we're going to start diving into bringing people up. And we're going to start off by doing some procurements, doing some back orders and scheduling. Now I want to know who here had a tough time with doing procurements. Okay. I know you called me before asking, so Mike, come on up.
Well, you don't raise your hand.
We're gonna have to log into your.
Yeah, as we bring you up too, we want you to log in under your name. I want to see what your parameters are, see what issues we run into.
Check your widgets.
Well, a lot of issues are parameter issues. That's the only way to find it out, and that will get corrected.
There you go.
All right, so I want you to start off.
Okay?
I want you to start off as a bid, and pick any customer that you want. Let me ask you this: why'd you double click instead of typing in the search bar? All right, cancel out. This is why you make the quick widgets. So type in the bar your customer, and don't hit enter.
Type in pause.
All right. All right, slide the screen over. All right, so first thing I want you to do is put in 6.5" PVC TAs. While he's typing, how does everybody know that we're in a bid? On the bottom and right it says bid.
And then quick too. Was it clear that, did everybody know that you could type in that bar on the widget?
All right, honey. Now once you put in 12, we're gonna look for Hayden blocks. So do HAY. Select the first one. All right, so one thing that you see on the right and available, it says now you have 78, okay? And then for the Hayden blocks, it gives you a date of 12/7/18. That's generating from when it would take for our next order from Hayden, not necessarily it coming from another location, okay? Can you do a procurement in a bid? Can you do a procurement in a bid while you're in a bid?
No?
No. No. Do we know why?
It doesn't exist.
Correct. You can't be procuring material that isn't in an order. So a customer comes to you and says, all right, I want to pick this material up. Go to your status. Change it from a bid to a pickup now. Now, what's going to pop up is it's going to say you're not authorized to overcommit material. Why is this popping up? Because we don't have any stock on the Hayden blocks. So now he's thinking, well, the guy wants the material, he wants it right now. I just switched it to a pickup and it's saying I'm not authorized to overcommit material. Because the system's not going to let you overcommit material. So we have to change the status. A lot of what you do is going to be based off of statuses. So cancel out. Now for him to procure this material, what do you think would be a good status to go to? Can't do a pickup now because it's automatically making it in order. So you can't procure the material. In this drop-down menu, what would you do? Call when complete.
Call or ship when complete, either one, doesn't matter. Any call when complete, ship when complete. When complete's the one where it says, when you get all the material, you're either going to call your customer or ship it right to them when it comes in.
All right, so go back to the body of the ticket. All right, so your Hayden blocks, you want to get them from another location. All right? How would you procure them?
Anybody. What's the quickest way to procure something you don't have any stock on in your warehouse? You want to get it from another warehouse. We have two screens, sourcing and scheduling. Which one's the one with the one click to get it from another warehouse?
What would be the fastest way?
Sourcing.
Sourcing. How do we get to source it? So he right-clicked, he's going to go to source. So right there, it's showing you your open quantity on the ticket of 12. It's showing you your back order quantity in red of what you need to get. And it's listing where you could get it from. Now, being that the only branch that has it is Parsippany, we're going to procure it from Parsippany. So see how he's already clicked on Parsippany? That's where he's going to get it from. You click on the branch that you want to get it from. Now, he could do procure back order quantity. Being that he needs all 12, he could also do full quantity. So either or will work right now.
And notice how the shipping date changes till tomorrow. So it's no longer 12/7 what it was. Now it's showing you that that product's going to be available tomorrow because we're getting it from Parsippany.
Just think of that procure button as today's IBT. You just created an IBT.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right,
Makes
now,
a lot more sense
so we're
now.
going to walk through this. Go to the order summary pane on the left. Does everybody see the order summary pane to the left here in the tab? You're going to want this open in every order. Now, being that the order, it remembers what you did last. If you leave this open, every time you go in, it will be open. So you click copy to all shipments. This is just registering that your PO number will transfer to every generation that you have open. So So in the PO number, I want to test this out because you were saying that if you put in numbers, it's not accepting it. It's got to be letters.
Yeah.
So do it. Just put in 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter. Doesn't seem to work. So we'll check when you sign in. So I want to see if that's a parameters issue. So go down to the ordered by. Who would order from there? Just type in a name. One of your
Name
guys
your
over at
customer.
True Power.
Oh,
All right. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your header. See how everything transferred over? Your shipping instructions, we're going to make this a pickup. Now to be safe, and as we start, where else would I want you to put in counter pickup? Go to your ship to,
Edit your ship too.
click on edit, and just erase the address and put in Lakewood counter pickup. Okay.
Actually, why are there 2 generations?
So
You have to go. If he goes to status and goes back, it'll wipe one out.
it'll
It doesn't do it in real time for some reason. You have to switch
Yeah.
between the tabs.
It-
So just click on status real quick, and now go back to the body.
Got rid of
yeah,
Yeah.
see it.
Okay, that makes
Another thing you don't have on, which I want to show you too, is the highlighting
The generations.
Yeah, highlighting the different generations. So go to user tools. What is it? Maybe options, and put this on. Highlight items on different generations. We went over that in the first class. So now, when you're clicking your generations on the left side, whatever's on that generation will populate in white. Anything not on it will go gray. So that's how you can tell what's on each generation.
So right now, what's on this generation that he's looking at?
Yeah, so he's highlighted on the call when complete generation, and he's got the. Oh, they're both call when complete.
Yeah, but right now, what item are we looking at on this generation?
the TAs?
Yeah.
The TAs. Now, if he clicked over here to the next generation,
Why did it still say 12/7? It failed, that's not correct.
Yeah, that's not correct.
I think that's going to change too when you go over to the settings. And you know why? It's because when the call when complete generation was created, it was created under 12.7. Go test it.
So click on this generation right here.
It didn't change it back to 11 or something.
Yeah, but so everything, But do you see that this is where you're going to switch between your generations? And do you see how it changed what was highlighted? So on this generation, what are you looking at?
On this generation, I'm looking at the Hayden blocks.
Okay. So go to status. So you have them both as call when complete.
Change that second call when complete because that's the TAs, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make that a pickup.
Make that a pickup now. Now, in your ship via, for your pickup now, down to the right, wipe that out, put in PK. For your ship via, for what your call when complete is, I want you to make it a will call. Do you understand why it's not going? You have to wipe out what's in there. The only way you're going to be able to enter any new information is you have to wipe out the existing.
So backspace.
Would it be in here?
Yeah, what's another way that you could do it?
Just type it in.
And you know another way? You can just put in WC. And WC will bring up will call. Okay? So now we're going to process this order. How will we process it?
Is everybody good up to this point? One item in stock, one item being procured from Parsippany, the steps that we just went through to do all that. Please raise your hand. If you're not good, we'll go back and re-explain it.
Okay.
So this is an everyday occurrence for you guys and girls, right? This is it.
Now before he does this, I've noticed this here. He's gonna print this. What does he do with the print statuses? With his print options here where it says no, no, what does he do?
Change them to yes?
No.
No?
And that's what I've noticed is that everybody here is changing it to yes. Do you understand that what yes is doing is printing an acknowledgement? All you're doing is printing a copy for yourself. This order will print. That call when complete will print in the warehouse. Your pick ticket will print at the counter. You don't need to change it to yes to print.
Could we ask Mark if he could change that and add a CK acknowledgement print? Yes, no, or do we ask?
Oh, and he could probably change the column header.
Yeah, instead of print to
Yeah.
acknowledgement print?
But it's sometimes it's
Yeah.
different though. When you do POs,
Yes,
you need that
acknowledgement is
to say
for
print, 'cause
internal
they all
only.
show into the same thing.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
Correct. Did everybody get that?
Yeah,
Alright, to print this ticket, you do not need to change that.
No,
It'll
some
print
print
No.
automatically.
automatically.
No, the pickup now will print automatically right at the counter. Call when complete, sits until the Phantom picks it up, print in the warehouse.
That'll just print an extra copy and acknowledge it. What's it gonna do?
Yeah, we noticed that you guys were getting a lot of
Yeah, we're
acknowledgements
talking about
out. Yeah, we did it first that too because it makes sense. Yes, I want to print it, but yeah, so no, you don't have to print it if you
I
don't
also
want
wanted to see a copy, see, alright,
Yeah.
this is where everything populates.
You could change that to email too. You don't have the hard copy; it's just going right into your email.
All right. Process it. Now you printed your ticket. You're gonna get the TAs, but you find out you only have 3 of them. So now we got a split scheduling. You also hear that your ticket for pickup's printing right now?
What's the
So-
quickest way to get back into an order?
What's the fastest way to get back into the order that he just did? F10.
It's always F10.
So in the search bar, click on the search bar and hit F10. It's going to give you your history of what you've done today.
No, it's more than today.
Oh yeah, more than today.
That's because you did a pickup, so the pickup's invoiced.
It's okay.
Oh yeah.
It's still there.
Yeah.
So, see how you have your order summary pan to the left? What are we trying to fix?
The TAs?
The other generation.
The other generation. So we're trying to fix the TAs. So we found out that we didn't have 6. How would you split these?
You had 3. You want to get 3 from another branch.
Where would you go?
Anybody?
Where would he go to split these? So he has 3 here and 3 from another branch.
Scheduling?
Scheduling.
Scheduling. Detail scheduling would work. It's both the same idea.
All right, so you have your ship quantity of 6, but you only have 3. So what's the first thing that you do?
Gotta change that to 3.
Correct.
Stop enough for that change it because it's invoiced.
Oh, it is shipped. Yeah, you're right. X out. So the reason why it's not letting him change it is because it's invoiced. It's because it's shipped. So he's got to go to the status. And see where it says invoice? He's going to switch it back to a pickup now.
So you can't.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He's got to
People
cancel
with
it.
only certain authorities are allowed to go back into an invoice and adjust it after it's already been billed. Because technically, customer picked this up, already signed for it, and it's invoiced. So, you could do it under the call when complete or just do a new item.
All right. They said he can't cancel it.
Even though he hasn't technically signed for it, we haven't closed that counter.
Yeah, we haven't.
You would need, but once it's invoiced, you need authority to change an invoice.
Do me a favor. Drop it down.
Because then he'd be able to go in here and cancel it or change it back to a pickup, and we don't want
You got to cancel it.
anybody to be able to do that.
Yeah, see, it won't even let him cancel it. So write that down, that we
Yeah.
have to get the parameters fixed for,
They should be able to, they should not have to be able to cancel it, they should be able to go in and because that's gonna happen frequently,
Yeah.
unless our stock is perfect.
Yeah.
Guys, this is also why it is crucially important for you to do as many orders as you're doing throughout the
Just go
day,
back, make a new
also
line.
in Eclipse, so we can find out all the parameters that you're having issues with. Because that's something that would
Down
happen
call
almost
complete.
daily, especially when we first start off.
Put a new line in.
So we're just gonna put a new
6.
line item in. Do 6 PVC TAs, 1.5 inch again.
We gotta get that on a pickup now animation.
You should be good.
Yeah, it's on call complete.
Ah.
Do it in the schedule.
Go to your status.
No, schedule.
Oh, my bad. Go over to status. To the right. No.
Change this date. So we're just trying to change the generation. We want to get this off this call and complete invoice because this is the item that's coming down for tomorrow. We want to get this on a pickup now. So the only way to be able to adjust the status of this new item, you have to put it on you can put it to any date. We change it to
Click
what is it, 11/8, just so it's not on that same generation as the
Change the
hidden
drop down
blocks.
to pickup.
So we changed that date to 11/8. Now it's allowing us to change the status.
Oh, okay.
So the date.
No, just stay here. And change that back to 11/7. No, it's not. Hit OK. Click here. Yeah, it won't let him do it.
So do it through schedule, not default schedule.
Go to the body. Click on the item. Go to schedule. So see how your status there is call when complete in the scheduling? Change that status to pig. Change your C to a pig. You have it right here.
Oh.
So you gotta change the shift date. The easiest way is probably to wipe that out. Change the 6 to a 0.
Oh, it's because, yeah.
Better than here with the,
Alright, now move that to the plenty date. We just want it off of the call when complete. So now see if you can change that C status to a pickup now. The one where
one
you
with
have
the
your,
6.
yeah, the one with your 6. So change the ship date. See the ship date all the way to the left? Change that to 11/6.
Oh, yeah. Go to the top. You gotta write that down too.
I don't know if that's a parameters thing or something that when you're back into a new invoice.
So it's not letting make modifications on a new invoice. I mean, on an existing invoice. Alright, X out. You're just gonna create a new cell.
Start a new cell.
file.
So exit out of this.
Yeah.
There we go.
So create a new sale order for a customer. Put in your 6.5 PVC TAs.
Whoa.
Now to show you how this is actually supposed to properly work, click on the item and go to schedule. Click on your 6 Change it to 3.
Now
So-
it's asking you, what line do you want to increase by 3?
So you could either do Friday or you can do by plenty. You can't go wrong by clicking on the plenty. So see how he split the 3 to the bottom? We need to get that from another location. So it's the same concept of procuring a back order. So how would we get that 3 from another location? In this screen here, how would we get that 3?
Split location?
No.
Yep.
Procurement.
So click
Top
on the
left.
3. So click on your 3 and click on procurement. This is where you select what location you want to bring it from. Did everybody see where we went? Do it again? Alright, X out. Oh, it's going to make you select a location.
That's right. Just
It's alright.
procure it and do another line.
So, pick your branch, go over to your procure quantity. No, for that branch, right here, and put in 3. X out, yes. Out of the procurement? In the scheduling? No. I don't know if it's going to show you the surplus either.
If you go back to the, I'm pretty sure one click away from going to inventory inquiry too, that'll show you that. I think it's right on that screen, so we'll look at that.
Alright, so X out. Do another item. Alright, so we're on the item that we want to split. You go to schedule. What's the next step that we would do in the scheduling screen to split this? We want to change that 6 to a 3. Hold on, don't go too fast. Yeah. Alright, so you have the split of the 2 3s. You have today and you have plenty. Which is the one that I want to get from another location? So we go on a 3 on a plenty. What's the next step that we do from here? Go to procurement. Now we choose the branch that we want to select from. Yeah, if they wanted to, yeah, absolutely. They could do 1 1 1.
That's when you would use the scheduling.
Correct.
I mean, if you just wanted 3 from the, that's when you would source it.
No, you can't.
Sourcing
it says
doesn't
we
allow you to
have
make
it.
adjustments to your existing quantity though. So it said we had 6. Our system thinks we have 6. It doesn't let you adjust it and say I want 3 and then get 3 from another store.
Yeah.
How come it says plenty or Friday? Why does it say Wednesday?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Plenty date I know is just an estimated date of when when they think new stock's gonna come in.
And plenty is
Where
also
it gets Friday from, I have no idea.
Isn't plenty a safe place to go? Won't it prompt you to where you need to get to?
Plenty's
the
the safe way
concept
to
of
go.
plenty is it's linking you to the vendor. It's linking you to the manufacturer. That's why it says plenty because yeah, Leviton has plenty of that item.
Then I'll go to another store and take what I need.
Well, that's the whole reason.
That's
Is,
what you're doing right now.
This is just a holding place, Mark.
You just want to get it on a different date, so the plenty date always works.
All
the
yes,
date.
that's
That's all
all
it
it is. It's just a date.
Because when you change it and procure it, that date goes away, and it flips to if you're getting it for tomorrow, it changes to tomorrow with tomorrow's date.
So what's the main difference between sourcing and scheduling? When are you going to source material? If it's an automatic back order. If the system's automatically telling you it's a back order, that's when you're sourcing. So
Do the
when are
handing
you
blocks
scheduling
again.
material? When would you schedule material? Or no, it's when you need to split up material. It's when it says that you have material, but you don't.
You have an inventory discrepancy. You have to look at what you say.
Correct. X out.
And Go to inquiries first. That's where you could see usage. If you can go to inventory inquiry right there, and you'll get the usage right there, Fred. So it was the top button, inquiries. Go to inventory inquiry, then you can see usage for that item.
You don't have to put anything for ship date, that's automatic there?
Yeah, I mean, you could
I mean,
put,
it's highlighted, that's why, that's
yeah,
the
you
reason I
could
asked.
put
You don't have to
LEA
put
check, but
anything.
you don't have to.
It's gonna come up.
Because that's
Yes.
gonna be known. That's an IBT. It's going on the IBT truck.
Okay.
You could put best way. It's not a mandatory field. And now you see the date changes to tomorrow. Even though we moved it to the plenty date, it adjusts because we're procuring it from Little Egg. Supposedly it's going to be here tomorrow from Little Egg, and you see it it says procured from which branch you got it from.
That's what's the next business day.
I believe so, yes.
What's that?
Alright, so
I haven't tried it on a Friday yet.
Friday till, it'll go to
Next
Monday.
business day, if you're doing this on a Friday, it's a Monday or Saturday.
We probably will go to Saturday.
It's gonna go to Saturday.
Which is when it would be available.
But it'd be no different than material coming up on a IBT on a Friday night.
But you could change the ship date to whatever you wanted too.
Are there any questions with the scheduling and the sourcing?
One more time, I wanna see the inventory.
The inventory for that item before you split it up?
Make a decision before we go to track, I wanna see what the usage is for that.
Do one more.
Yeah, do another one. If you want to do a different item, a different one.
So where are we going?
All right, so what's the next step?
Schedule.
Shout it out if you know.
Change, how many you have, you quantity you have.
So we're gonna split this up.
You physically have three, you wanna get three some more.
Now what do we do? Sure. And we're gonna show you. So first things first though is we need to get this split onto a separate date. You gotta understand, you need to take that 3 off of your current generation. You have to get the amount that you need to get from somewhere else off what you have right now. So the best way to do that is just to push it to a later date. Okay? It doesn't actually mean, oh, we're just putting this on plenty, it's gonna come with the plenty date. This is right now just to move the number. That's all you're doing. So, the 3 at the bottom from the plenty. What's the next step so we could see the branches that we want to get it from? Go to procurement. So now, Fred, you want to know, all right, how do I know what's the best branch to get this from?
We're gonna make show 37 for 30, 50 a month, I'm not gonna take the
All right, so what are you trying to do?
inventory.
Correct. So you click on inquiries, and then what are you going to do?
Inventory inquiry. It's probably hard to see back there.
Oh, yeah. This is going to show you what's available. This is what's going to show you what's in a purchase order, if anything's being transferred. It's going to show you the last 30-day sales. Are there any questions?
Do you have your cost there? We didn't save it for him. Did we do that in this class?
Yeah, we did. Did everybody modify their inventory inquiry screen?
Remember when we changed it so you could see cost on that main screen when you pull it up? And I think we got rid of in process and in work and rank because we said those don't mean anything to us.
Like go to your
So, yeah.
magnifying glass.
See the magnifying glass to the far right?
Everybody should have done this if you want this to be your main screen.
Magnifying glass. There you go.
Write this down.
Inventory inquiries.
Default.
Let's slow up. So everybody's in the inventory inquiry screen, right?
Click on the magnifying glass. And then you click on custom default.
And you have to do this with an item in there. Just do it with any item when you test it because you won't be able to save it when you don't have an item in there. So any item doesn't matter. And then this will be your default screen every time you log in and go into this inventory inquiry.
So Fred,
What was it, custom what?
Custom default.
custom default. So Fred,
And did we save it?
no, hold on. This is probably what you wanted to see more of compared to the previous screen. That's why this was set up. So this is the screen that everybody should be looking at. So one, we need to save this. You're gonna click on a tab, so we'll say in transfer.
Any one of the column headers, you can right click on.
And do save settings. So Fred, you could see in here what is physically available, and you can see what is committed right now to other sales orders. So Little Egg Harbor, you can see that 2 are committed. You could see in Lakewood 12 are committed. You can see Parsippany has 44, Tinton Falls has 20. You can see your demand to the right. Correct. So Little Egg looks like a safe bet. All right. So X out. Are there any questions of what we just went over? So we're going to pick from Little Egg.
Oh, yeah, wow. Oh, what's going on? Wow.
So where are you going? Procure quantity?
It's also showing a surplus right there. So really, New Brunswick would be the best spot to get it from, because it's showing a surplus of 30.
You secure multiple things from this one screen. So say you want to take 2 from your bunch and 1 from your other harbor.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. This is where you do everything. If you wanted, he could do 1, 1, 1. And do that. Do 1, 1, 1.
I don't think so.
If I was going to bring something from another branch now, we're out of something, I need 3, I might bring in 5. It's too much stuff.
No, because this is tying it to your sales order. Whereas you want to do more of just, it's called a transfer now, where you're just IBTing for stock. That's more of a transfer, where this is going to tie directly to your sales order.
Maybe. I don't know what the parameters are going to be on that just yet.
Yeah, what? Oh, make one of those 0. Try it. I guess try it. I guess try it with the. Go to no. Try procure.
It's because he didn't do any procurements. So go back to your trick. Click on the trick.
Try to get more than what you need.
Where are you going to go? And Fred, we'll give it a shot. We'll do 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh no, do you see what it did? It changed the ship quantity to 2. Because everything is tied to the order. Okay? Yes. So now I'm just leaving an extra 1 on the shelf. Alright, like that. Alright. Any questions so far?
Something about the magnifying glass again.
Sure. So do me a favor, get out of this real quick. Click on
File delete.
Yeah, do a file delete.
Does everybody know that to get out of an order too? You're not pressing the X to get out of the order. If you want to just delete it, you're going file delete.
File delete. File exit, leave it open.
What's that? Top left, file, and then delete.
And you see that it's asking you to delete the order. If you're doing file exit, you're still leaving the order open in the system. To truly delete it, you gotta go to file, delete, select yes. What's that?
Yeah, I think it's Alt F12.
Yeah.
I think so. It says it, if you go to File, Delete, it'll have the hotkey right there.
All right, so everybody should have inventory inquiry on their home screen. So double click on inventory inquiry. Put in an item.
Mark, this is for you. This is the magnifying glass.
Now, if you notice, we saved the custom default in an inventory inquiry screen that we did in an order. It's transferred over to his inventory inquiry widget. When you save settings, when you save a view setting, whether you're in an order, purchase order, whatever it may be, it will transfer over to every time you go into that screen. You understand? So we clicked on the magnifying glass to the far right. It's right next to, well, you're not going to have to cross it. It's all the way over to the far right. You go down to custom default. It's going to change to this screen. You're going to right click in a column.
Column header.
Anyone.
And you go down to save settings. We all on board? We got it? All right. Thanks, Mike.
What are you missing? All right, Chuck, go
Come
through
on
it
up,
one more
Mark.
time.
No, come on up.
Come
Come
on
on up.
This is probably the only way I'm gonna win.
I'm changing it back to the.
I think you lost that one already.
Let me just change it back so we can actually see it change in real time.
All right. Hop in.
So first step, where are we going?
I don't got it.
You got your widget right here.
Okay.
Chuck, look at every now and then. Make sure you're still with us, all right?
Am I there?
There you go.
Now what's the next thing you're going to do?
Any item. You can type in anything in there and pick something that comes
All
out.
right. So I'm going to go back to the PVC TA's 1 inch, right?
All right.
That's enter. There you go. You got your 1 inch.
Okay, you want me to double click on it?
Just click on one. All right. So now what's the next step that you're going to do?
All right, you're talking about this this magnifying glass?
Magnifying glass.
Correct.
All right, I'm seeing everything really that I wanted to see. What is this magnifying glass going to do for
Because
me?
we want to show cost. We want to see cost when we pull up an item. It's an easy way to give a price to a customer. You know, they're on the phone, they want a quick price on this TA, 1 inch TA. It's in stock, you're getting our purchase price. You can mark it up, whatever you do after that, 40% on it.
The
You're
other
saying custom default?
Yes.
Custom default's going to show you that cost.
But it's also going to
So
show
see
you
20
committed.
cents.
Okay.
All right. So that's showing you what's tied to orders right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then what you would do is you're going to right click on any header. For any
Mark,
one of
you're only
these-
going to have to do this one
you
time.
do it one time, and it
Set
saves
it up,
forever.
and then you don't have to do it again.
Tell me, I mean,
Right click any column header, 30-day sales.
And do save settings.
These are just the columns that we came up with that we thought would be most helpful when you search an item
now it'll go to that every time.
every time.
Correct.
Okay.
Cognitive stuff, he's logged in.
Okay.
We just had, Parsippany said, why not show a general cost in that main screen if, so you can see somebody, we have it in stock, they want a quick price, it's not a job quote that you're doing.
So the magnifying glass primarily is tied
That's
to
our
the cost.
purchase price.
To the cost, right? That's the reason I would go there.
It's our cost. That's also if you want to give a quick markup.
System cost. System cost. So you would not want to give them that number. You would want to mark it up.
So don't give it the.
Do
Do not give them what shows up. No, that's our.
Magnifying glass to get those, settings, to change, to make changes.
Okay,
You might not need that anywhere else.
okay.
If you see a magnifying glass, so guys, when you're in a screen and you see a magnifying glass, that magnifying glass is going to give you options for different views. So you can look at different things on the screen. Say, hey, you know what? I'm looking at something, but I'm curious if it's going to give me the purchase order, name for this ticket. And you can click on the magnifying glass and it'll give you an option. That might be one of the options on there. The magnifying glass is strictly for viewing purposes. It changes your view. Do you have any questions inside the inventory increase screen?
I'm good.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you,
So
sir.
Mike's good, you're not doing it.
Yeah, you gotta do it on your laptop.
That's the last time we do that.
Who wants to come up and create a cash out? Oh, you raising your hand? Yeah, all right.
How can we not have our cost? Why wouldn't we have like our list price? Like that way, if you're on the phone with somebody, you can just tell them real quick what the list price is.
Agreed.
Mike made a note to see if we can add that column. Like what system cost and system sell is what the terminology we use for that. So we're gonna add that.
All right, Rob, do me a favor. Come on up.
I think it's something we did look at, and it's not one of those fields that's already in there. So I don't think Phil was able to add it. Sure. Because that would be nice if we just had a list itself.
You don't have to do math, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you create a cash sale customer for us, okay? Now, before you get started, there's the one way that we showed you in class, which how would you get into doing it?
Click on this.
All right, so real quick, right off the bat, Rob double clicked, and now he's in this screen, and you have the option for new customer. But understand, whether it is a quick bids, a quick sales, the second you double click, and don't create just yet, and get into this screen, after that will always be an order. It will automatically go into a sales order.
No matter what widget you started in, even if it was your bid widget and you double click it, it kind of just defeats the purpose of the widget. You can still create a customer, but just know when you create that customer and go into an order, you're going to be in an order, not a bid, even though it was your big widget.
So obviously this is pretty self-explanatory because it says new customer. And I think, do we all agree that this is pretty easy to get into? Now I want to show you a different way. So let's say the customer's coming in and just wants a quote on material, but they do want to get in the system. So X out of this. No.
Or if they're unsure, they have an account. That happens all the time too. Somebody comes up to the counter and is like, yeah, I'm ABC Electric. They may think they have an account with us, but they've never been set up.
Under the quick bids order entry, type in Rob M Electric. Because the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to search them. Type in electric.
So you can see he's not in there. We have a Robert Foss and a I Roberts Electric, but there's no Rob M Electric.
So at the bottom, it says enter to create a new order, Control B to create a new bid, Control W to create a new customer. So he's going to hit Control W. Now it's going to bring up the field for creating a new customer. So if we wanted to create a new customer from that search bar, what do we do?
Control what?
Write that down. When you're in the search bar to create a new customer, you're going to hit Control W.
So he's typing in a phone number, and it populates with any customers that have a similar phone number, because that's how we can search customers too. You can put the full phone number, the last 4 digits, and your customers will populate in your search fields. So he typed in a phone number, and he gave him a list of accounts that have a similar phone number. It says, hey, you may be creating a duplicate account. But there's also an option for new. He selected new, and now he's creating a new customer.
Oh. Oh.
Hey.
Just gonna say little egg.
Yeah, no.
And your sort by is going to be your customer's name. The most important name on this field is going to be your index. Whatever you enter in that index is going to be how you search them in the system. So make sure your index is the same as your name. Your sort by, we keep it the same as Rob M. Electric. That's more for reporting purposes. All right, so we're going to save our changes. Do you want to save changes? Yes. Hit OK.
And now you'll see on the bottom there, we started in the bid widget. We typed the customer's name. They didn't have an account. We did the Control W. We're still in a bid because it says it in the bottom there. If we did it the other way, the first way, it wouldn't be in a bid. No matter what widget we started, it would start right in an order.
All right, so do me a favor. Type in 1 and put in bullet.
What's up?
Just
Bullet.
type in bullet.
We're going to do the RAB bullet, but you don't have to type full part numbers. We know bullets in that description.
So, yeah, pick one that's out of stock.
Oh, out of stock.
No, that's, I'm sorry, 1 second. So you see what he did? Didn't know the part number, knew that bullet was in the name, typed in bullet, got his selection. So he picks the first one, customer says, all right, this is good. We're just gonna put in a PO number of house. Do an order by Rob. Header. Click down on the header.
In the header tab.
Get into the habit of doing this every day. Your shipping instructions, you're going to put in LEH counter pick or Lakewood counter pickup, wherever you may be. Get into the habit of doing this motion. Good point. I mean, we did it because it was a single generation, but yeah. Unfortunately, that's one thing that will always be unclicked. That you have to click every time you go into it. You always have to click on copy to all shipments.
If you wanted to have the same PO number, you may have different PO numbers for different generations, and you wouldn't click that, obviously.
All right, so go to status. Do pickup now. Print option, what's he gonna do? Nothing, leave it.
Pickup now doesn't even let you change it. It's automatically no.
Ship via. Change that to PK. X out. So now we're going to close out this order and we're going to do payment on it. So where do we go to do payment on this order?
Close down order?
Yes. So go to your close counter order widget.
Sorry,
That's
but
good.
What's up?
Did we have Rob log in or is he still like that?
It's still Mike Yog.
We could switch that after.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea to switch it after.
Double click. So at the top, it's showing you your payment method. Do cash, do check, do credit card, gift cards, or do cash. You're going to enter in the cash amount.
And highlighted in red, you have your amount too.
You
So
gotta
that's
put
how you
the
know how much
decimal
you have to
point
pay
on
out for this
Yes.
invoice.
And yeah, you do have to enter in the decimal point. Now remember, you have to have a sign by in. Put in their name. Last name too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, get into the habit of entering their last name too. Obviously, if you're dealing with the same contractor, Sony from Pemco, you do Chris, or Sika from Pemco, whatever it may be. Yes.
Anthony, what if a guy, Rob, just came in and he's got a $22 credit? How do you put that credit in?
How would you have a $22 credit?
Say he just returned material, he's got $22 back in material. Like we do it now, we put it in.
A lot of that's going to change.
Well, how do we
But I'm going to show you real quick. So complete the order. And just do without printing ship tickets.
No, print it. We'll print it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Log out and log into your name now.
I want to see if you can. Yeah.
So when you're
Hold on.
doing this, when you first exit out, it prints, and then you go back in again to pay it out, and it prints again. Why
Yeah,
does
so,
it work?
all right, and that's a good question. So first things first, and this is something that I'm going to say after session 4, everyone is going to start to practice and get in the habit of. You have to enter your order first. Pulling is second. You're not pulling first, you're entering first. So, customer comes into the counter, says he needs that RAB bullet. You are not to go and pull that RAB bullet. You don't know if it's committed or not. That could be committed to something else. So that first ticket that you get is a pick ticket. Now, if it was a will call, obviously you're going to need it, right? Now, I see what you're saying is you're under the assumption guy wanted a bullet. I looked it up. I just went to the back and grabbed the bullet off the shelf. Why do I need to print a pick ticket? Because I already grabbed it. Like I said, you don't know what isn't committed. And from now on, you are going to be entering the material in the system first. Okay? So if you want, give them that picture. Yeah.
What happens if the guy says 112 is no good? I can get that for 98.
Tell them to go get it for 98.
Is that the right, is that what you want?
Honestly, with pricing, haven't gotten too much into it without knowing the play, the profit percentage, and so forth. If it was a charge account, you would have more flexibility to change afterwards. If it was in real time, as of right now, I would say that
I would say it's
price
the
is
same
what
as
it
if
is.
you went up to Home Depot and asked the lady at the register to change the price. We're actually getting more flack right now, Mark, because when Jim is cleansing these lines, we're getting way more flack that we're lowering the prices than we are that we're not competitive. I've already written personally 3 letters to customers who wanted to know why we were screwing them for 2 years at a price that's here, and now all of a sudden you came to the counter, it's $20 lower. So I've written the same letter, but I'm basically telling them, hey, we're renegotiating with all our manufacturers because we're going to a new ERP. We're doing less, we're doing more with less vendors, giving us more buying power, blah, blah, blah. So we're passing those savings on instead of putting them in our pocket. That's how I'm getting around. We are really, when we're cleansing these lines, we're getting to a point where we know that's the number that's been good for this company 99% of the time. So if a cash customer walks up and says, I can buy this for 70 cents and you're charging me 75, well, I don't know, but go for it because you're going to have to get out of the car and drive to wherever and stand in line again. But we're probably not reacting to that on that particular instance. Now, credit customers, strategic pricing, things like that, it's still going to be in play.
Yeah,
You said you have to type the ticket up first.
correct.
Is that for a credit customer too?
Yes, for everybody.
The process, and that's okay.
That's for everybody.
Because I got guys that come in, they don't even look for tickets, they get the material, they're gone.
That's done. You can't do that. You're not gonna, you have to,
Well, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm gonna take devil's advocate. What's the difference if I take the ticket up here when they go? Or if I tell you there's a liner here? These guys have got 4 or 5 guys.
how do you know, but you don't even know what you're giving out then.
Yeah, but hey, still, even if it's something I gotta back order in, you just bring it in the next day. They know that.
Not if they already left with the material. You gotta understand.
There could be material on the shelf too that's committed to other tickets that hasn't been pulled yet.
Your pack and holds are a thing of the past.
No, I'm not calling it pack and hold.
No, you don't understand is that it's on the shelf. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Is that you're gonna have committed material on the shelf for other orders. So even though I have 2 of these here,
Right.
I can't just go up and grab one because you don't know if those 2 are committed to something that's gonna print later.
If I did a ticket on Friday or Monday for a delivery Friday, that ticket prints Thursday, but it's allocated in the system. It's committed.
Don't you
I'll
have to
tell you right
assume
now,
that stock is
it's
100% right at that point then?
What's that?
Then don't you have to assume that stock is 100% right?
And that's obviously the goal, and that's obviously also the purpose of the system.
Well, what if you wanna set something out for something else, like we can't make modifications like, other things, you know, because we can do that before,
What do you mean?
and we couldn't delete something,
Well, we're gonna try to check those parameters.
Well, that's gonna change. That's gonna change.
but, with the queue on the shelf thing also, why is it putting on Thursday, if it has to have time to get ready for the pro, and it might not be at that date?
So there's going to be a phantom in the system. So I think we changed it currently to no, but I thought we
had
changed it
this
for 2
argument
weeks.
with Epicor.
Today we were just.
Anything
the
after
landmark
2
we were
weeks,
pulling around. We actually
it's
found
not going to print
a
automatically.
sudden. So no actually come up.
Because at that point it
We
would be
did like
cutting
five-
it would be cutting from a vendor.
53 points. We did for like 1,000. Of course, we didn't have them, but if there was an option for sub, we actually had subs. Yeah.
I think the answer to that, and that is the reason, Austin, is that why you have to print it first, because we're not taking the material out. It's being committed in the system, but not physically removed from the shelf. So I hear you. So let me finish my thought. So we're not. One of the things we talked about today in City Falls is, hey, we can't have any customers in our warehouse anymore. You know why? Because they might say, you have 6 of them here, and I need those 6. And I'm, no, we don't really have those 6. Because in 2 days, they're supposed to it. And in normal cases, we might pull them off the shelf and put them in a pack and hold area or something, or a will call area, which we're not doing anymore. So I think if in the case of like say merchandise items or something like that, where a guy goes, yeah, hey, bud, I'm a good customer. I don't know who you got these allocated to, but I need them. I'm in a jam. I got to take these 2 items. And then it would come down to probably a branch manager
Yeah,
permission
just make a smart decision.
to just state. He'll go in. Branch manager will go look in and say, okay, I can see you're right. Hey, these aren't needed till Friday. Today's Tuesday. Go ahead. But you're not going to be able to go into a negative. They will be. So you'll just grab Brian, grab Freddie, and say, I got to go into a negative on these. Can you override this for me? They go ahead and do it. You take it. Then they know to
Yeah,
now
they gotta
put
get
the
'em
wheels
for
in
someone
motion
else,
to get
yeah.
those 2 back in. There's just no way the salesmen are going to have that permission to go negative, but the branch manager.
But you're also thinking worst case scenario.
Well, that's an everyday scenario.
No, I got that, but you're not more than likely, but listen to me. More than likely, that material that is committed for something else is for a ship ticket that's going out.
Yeah,
How many times have you over allocated material?
all the time, every day,
And how many times have you checked to see what it was committed to?
every time.
And have you asked for permission every time?
No.
Correct. That's my point though, is that's what this is preventing
But
people
if
from
I-
doing.
If I do over allocate, it's usually because I had to check the front end of the shelf and so on and so forth. If the shelf says we have 0, and there's no tickets that appear, there's no tickets that day,
Then yeah, correct.
you know,
Yeah, then your stock is off probably. If you see nothing's allocated, nothing's committed, then Brian and Fred just going to have to let you go negative to pull it off the shelf.
So
Yeah.
when that ticket prints, like, when you exit out that ticket prints, is that value, like after you say the customer comes in, we type up what he wants, and do the order for printing, is that ticket print, is that what's gonna tell you that, say, you know, those gloves, you wanted 2 pairs, but there's only 2 pairs left, is it something that those are already allocated?
So you're doing a pickup, you're saying?
Yeah.
When you type it in, it'll automatically, because they're already committed in the system, it shows real time your
Yeah.
availability.
Yeah, Mike,
It won't even say they're
If you do
available.
it the right way, it will tell you,
You don't
don't
even
even
have
look,
them.
they're not there.
Oh, okay.
Even though you might be staring at them. where Austin's saying the guy's like,
Yeah.
no, I see those 2 pairs of gloves. So don't give me any crap. I
Yes,
need those
Scott.
2 pairs of gloves. Then you got to do things a little bit unorthodox.
Not to go all over the place, but so when that initial allocated ticket in there is not actually filled until the day.
That
So
is
it's
shipped.
and signed for.
It's got to be signed.
So theoretically, somebody could allocate five Siemens panels and allocate it for a Friday and a Tuesday. And anybody that comes and needs that panel, you are having a lost sale, and if that guy decides on Friday he no longer wants them, you actually lost all the point sales.
You're not losing the sale though,
Yeah.
because you're gonna look, you're gonna say, why don't we have any of these? You can look in inventory inquiry, you see committed, right? You're gonna see the 5. You can go right to that salesman and say, hey, when do you need these? Can I take 2 from your sale?
Well, no, but like if it's allocated for a Friday, there's no way for that salesman unless the customer is nice enough to call and say, hey, listen, Wednesday I got these.
Yeah, but it's also,
Friday,
but
I'm
see,
not alone anymore.
but see, the other thing too, though, is it's also a little bit of thinking and communication. So, but that's my thing, though, is that if, say, it is a Friday, and it is a Tuesday where you do have the panel, this customer needs it right now, first thing I'm going to do is, well, could I allocate this from another location so that it could go with his order? And then you reach to the salesman, hey, can I take this panel? So this is where we got to communicate with each other.
At what point when everything that you have in stock is the manager or whoever going to have notification of that, say, I need,
It's instant.
I need,
So you saw,
do we get replenishment off allocated?
Yes.
yes.
So purchasing will pick up. All those 5 are gone already.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's real time. As soon as you commit it on an order, it's like we don't have it in stock. They're gonna reorder it.
Oh, so if you type it in, it'll automatically say, all right,
It's already
there's no
committed.
more left for
Yeah.
you to take, so don't even bother, just tell the customer you don't have it.
Or look further into it.
What's that?
Dive in a little further. What
Yeah.
Scott's saying, instead of losing the sale,
If you need it, look
dive in a
further
little
into
further,
it.
because you know in your mind, he stocked this. So maybe it's another store, let me dive in, and you dive in and you see, hey, I even got it in my store, and I got 10 of them, and he wants 1. Okay, maybe I can get this sale and get it out the door, Brian, Fred, hey, can I go negative on this? It's a Siemens G4040, B1200, whatever, and they're like, look at it real quick, yes, go ahead and do it, they'll let you go negative, and then we'll figure it out for Friday that we gotta give them another 10.
Correct.
Follow it?
Hopefully, EOQ, we're gonna set those up in the system.
Yeah, economic order quantities, yeah. Yep.
So,
Purchasing's going through the same training you guys are going through.
if we had 6 on the shelf, that was 5, the other 3, I'm gonna get 2 more.
Yeah, 'cause don't forget, you're also doing same day billing locally now, which is something that we didn't do, which is another reason why inventory was so messed up. You understand, this system, don't think of this system as sales. Yes, it does sales. The key function of this system is inventory. That is what it's about. It's about proper inventory, how it's allocated, what we have, being replenished. What's up?
Alright, so how do we tell, or how do we check if what sales the item is attached to? If it is not being printed until the day of the delivery.
All right, so one of the things that you could do, right, is go to inventory inquiry.
Simply the F8 of our current system.
All right. And let's say it is a Siemens panel, so put in an ITE. Let's do an S4040. Main breaker. Doesn't matter. Either one. All right, so PS has 15.
You don't have
All right,
your so set up your magnifying glass first.
So first things, yeah, set up your custom default. Mark, how do we set up the custom default?
Oh, yeah, wait, Mark, go.
Magnifying glass, custom default, column header, right click, save settings.
All right, so perfect. Parsippany. We have 15 and 1 committed, right? Click on Parsippany. Your answer is right here. Future ledger and history ledger. Your history ledger is every time it's been bought, everything that's been sold, all your invoices. Future ledger is anything that's open. So we click on future ledger. And there's your SO for the one panel.
Say available is what we should have, available to sell. So say that was 0, you saw that one committed, went into here, that cappuccino doesn't need it until next week. You would get the authorization, sell that one piece, and just know I got to get another panel to that customer for next week.
Now, do we have to, say get authorization before you even go pull that panel? Okay.
Yeah, because you're going to type it up, right? And it's going to show back ordered. So you're going to have to do a little digging. Do we actually have it? What's it allocated to?
Yeah.
And then, can I take it from an order, or you may not be able to?
If everything's under 40 closed, we should never really be out of it.
Purchasing is going to be more efficient.
Unless we completed our
Yeah. Purchasing should be more efficient.
We're billing that day.
Yeah.
or planning.
Everything's real time.
We have order forms to the OT, we should have.
It should be much more efficient.
So, Kenny did bring up a good point. I know that we've talked about it before you to see it. On the top of this ticket, it says pick ticket. Okay? This is your ticket that you're pulling. So as Joe in Tinton Falls thinks of it, this is your shopping list. Okay, you're going into a store, this is your shopping list. Your ship ticket is your invoice ticket. That's your receipt. All right? So when you see a pick ticket, it just means that it's an order that needs to be pulled. Okay? It's invoiced as a ship ticket. Any questions? All right. So, do me a favor, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
We're under your name now.
We're under your name. So in the search bar, can you pull up Rob M. Electric?
So we're going to do another order for Rob M. Electric.
So there's Rob M. Electric.
That was a good point. See how it was all lowercase? When we set up these customers, do it in caps lock because all our stuff's already caps lock.
No, it's not case sensitive.
But just for, it looks better if you keep them all the same.
All right, so customer bought a bullet before, but it was the wrong color. So they want to do it as a return. What? All right, so we're going to do -1. And we're going to type in bullet. I believe it was the first one. Nope. That's not it. I think it was the YA. So do now. Change it to the YA.
Like a bigger keyboard.
So, what's the first thing that we need to do? We're doing a return for an item customer bought previously. Mike.
Return quantity type.
Well, the first thing that we need to do
Sales order.
is we gotta link it to an order. We gotta prove that this customer bought it from us.
We want to tie it to the original sales order so the price matches up.
So go to original order in your header. Click on original order and inventory history. Now, what branch did we do it out of?
Yeah, Lakewood. No,
So you did. So see how right now Rob's in Little Lake Harbor and nothing's popping up? Well, that's not where he purchased
You
the
could do
material.
it under all too, and it'll show all branches.
So yeah, if we knew the specific warehouse, you would do the specific warehouse. This case, we'll click on all because we're not sure of what branch they bought it from. We hit OK. And then, see how nothing happened? You just made a change. You gotta go to update. And now it's gonna bring up the SO. Does everybody understand how we got there? So one last time, we didn't know what branch. We clicked on branch, we switched it to all, and then we clicked on update. And that's what's gonna generate your open sales order. So we got our sales order, that's what they picked up. You click on the SO number, and you X out.
You double click.
Yeah.
Just gotta click on it one time. Double clicking it will just open it up.
So X out. Yes, you want to save the current line. So there it links the SO number. So your return quantity type, that is it going to be a stock item? Is it defective? If I had a non-stock, what would I do? Out of these options, what would I do for a non-stock? Review. If I was picking up material, what would I do? Review. So they're coming to the counter, we're going to do it as stock. Your RGA number is for when you have a non-stock and you get your RGA. Your restocking fee percentage, price percentage is whatever the manufacturer is going to hit you. And then, you know, in your return comments, for this one, we just do wrong color. X out. Yes to save changes. So now, you know what? They want to buy a new one, but a different color. Do we need to do another cash sale ticket? No. We entered on this ticket, correct? So let's put in, pull it again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you put in B for So do a different color. Do me a favor, throw a Mighty Post on there. And let's go white.
Bring up anything that's got post in that.
Yeah. All right, so open up your order summary span. To the left. You copied all shipments. PO number, whatever you want it to be. Ordered by will be ordered by will be Rob. Go to your header. In your shipping instructions, do LEH, counter, pickup, and return. Go to your status. Let's change that to a pickup now. Change your ship via to pickup. Yeah.
Yeah, why did it default over there? Yeah, it's a good question. They can't change that. We asked that.
Whoa.
You know?
Oh, the ship via or the order status?
You went pick up now.
If the status is pickup,
Yeah.
why is it not defaulting on the ship view?
Yeah, we asked that. You can't make it happen. It's
Yeah,
a no-brainer to get it done. The system won't do it. But it makes sense.
All right, so X out to execute. Now it's saying to you, you're going to process a return sales order. So that means you are finalizing and putting through this return sales order. So if we were doing a pickup, right? What would we do as a status for for that item? It's gonna be a review, but what's gonna be your status? What's gonna be your order status? I'm picking up material that a customer told me, you know, they ordered too many or they want to send back to us, right? So I got a driver going out, picking up material. It's got to be reviewed, but what does the order status need to be?
Click cancel and show them the statuses.
Review's not gonna be one of your statuses, like call when complete, call when available, which one should it be?
Redo that real quick.
That was not bad.
What do you got?
So the call when complete, you want to do call when complete, because then if you do it as a pickup, you know, it automatically goes back right back into stock. As soon as you complete that, it's going right back into stock. You do it as call when complete and review, it has to get approved by a branch manager, warehouse manager, say, you know what, this is our material, this is good to go back into stock. It gets changed.
It's not available to another ticket.
Yeah. It's not going to show.
Did it process?
What's that?
Do me a favor. Keep it out of this.
What's up?
X out of this.
Yeah.
X out. No.
Is it happening right at the counter?
File.
Then you're doing it as a pickup, and it's put back right into inventory.
Yes. Click on your bar and do F10. You see that time? Yeah, so there it is right there. No, it was the second one down.
Oh.
No, that's it. Alright, cool. Alright, so go back to your, can't see it now. Just gotta move. Oh, is it because I already invoiced it? No.
Shipments is
Yeah, I don't see the tags on the bottom.
No, it's just because it's necessary. Just move, see if you can get that.
Alright, X out of this. No, X out, because I want to get it close. We're gonna do something.
so.
Yeah, X out. Just so I could view the X out of that, and go to close counter order. Before I do my next thing, I'm gonna have you just want to look this up. Double click on close counter order. Don't know what that is.
What's up? Those are the two that I remember I was telling you about.
Oh, I got
That
you.
can close out multiple cash sales.
I got you. Alright, it is because we didn't approve it, so do this. F10. Oh my bad. Yeah, go to that first one.
Someone paid out.
Oh, yeah, my bad. It won't let you. Hit okay.
What are you trying to do?
I want to go into the ones that fix it so that we can close it out.
Oh, the most recent one.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to get back into Sigma real quick.
It's the second one down now.
Now you screwed me up.
Should have made the PO name a different name. Do like house/return.
There you go. Alright, now
And
go to
you could
status.
scroll over, and when you scroll over it, it shows you what's on the ticket rather than keep clicking
Yeah.
into it.
So go to status. Change that to pick up now. And X out. Okay. Yes. Alright, so I want you to do a sale for one more item for Rob M. Electric.
Type and pause.
Oh.
See, when you press enter, it's going to be whatever you're highlighted over.
Yeah.
You're also already in, yes, yes.
Now, when you don't have any items entered and you press the X, it deletes the order. If you have an item entered, press the X, it's going to process it.
All right, so put in like a Klein item. Fix that now. Stock? No, do the one in stock. All right, everything's good. Do a quick PO. Tools. Do it ordered by. Just go to your status, make it a pickup now. Leave it as a pickup. X out the process. So we're going to go to close counter orders. So we have both of our Rob M electric tickets in there. So the one has the credit and the sale for the 2 new items. The other one has the Klein tool on it. He wants to close out both orders at the same time. How do we close out multiple orders? First things first is click on the first Rob M.
You don't have to click on it. Do it this.
Go to, yes, close multiple. You see it's bringing up the other two.
You'll be able to search by customer.
Yeah, so
That's what I'm saying. It's probably better to show search it though.
all right, yeah, go ahead. Cancel out. Clear out the enter select order. And do yes, close both.
Stay higher.
What's that?
All right, try it again. All right, so yeah, so we just wanted to show you how to search. If you didn't type this order, so he's saying in that field right there, because he typed it, it's showing up. So if you were paying it out for somebody else that printed an order at the counter, you could search by customer. So this is how you would look it up. So now he types in Rob M. He's going to see all these open orders under Rob M.
So he's going to add the orders from available orders to selected orders.
So you have to click on.
So click on the order.
invoice.
And do add order. As he's highlighting, it's also showing you what's on the order. You hit OK. It's going to calculate the total for both orders together. So we have our credit and we have our charges. Are there any questions? So select the payment. Put in the amount. When he completes this order, and if he was to email it, he's going to get an email for each invoice. You don't get one email with all the orders. You get per invoice.
So if your customers want to put in, we'll put at this point, we'll put the customer's name on it.
Yeah. Which probably anything you email out of Eclipse, you are automatically CC'd on.
So you should get 4 emails.
All right, so thanks, Ron. Good job.
Okay.
Obviously, we're not going to have enough time to go into non-stocks and directs. But what I do want to know is what else are you guys lost on or having a tough time with?
Anything from the first 2 classes.
Everybody's good? We're all pros? No other questions?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Say it, because it might be somebody else's question too.
I want to stay after how you hit me some ground balls because there's some things I don't need to know the terms and how to split. I want to get good. I need to know the quotes and the maintenance and tickets and things like that that are going to be in my wheelhouse. And quite honestly, I don't need anybody else here to do that. If you'll stay with me, you're an absolute
But
nice.
it might be in somebody else's wheelhouse too. That's our point. You know, Scott's doing the same thing you're doing, and you know, other people are going into orders. So if
here's
you
the
have specific questions.
Here's the
ask
first thing
them.
I'm going to comment about that, is that I've actually been doing the majority of my quotes through this system. It's a lot neater, it's a lot cleaner, it looks better, it's simple to enter. I'll enter it in Vista first, but if I'm going to send my customer a copy, I'm sending it through this. And that's something that everybody really should be doing.
Just put your Blue Vista quote number somewhere in the description of your order. So if they do go back to order that invoice and say, hey, that quote number, you're not going to know what it really means. So put your Blue Vista number in there somewhere. But I do the same thing.
A great example is I just had a customer the other day who wanted some whack puck lights, but they also wanted Kitzler puck lights, and they wanted to see the comparison between what it would cost if they did the whack LED puck lights, electronic low voltage dimmer, and a transformer, compared to doing the Kitzler puck lights with a dimmer driver split. And it was about $100 difference.
How would you do that?
So, and the only question is, so that's, I would probably want to start doing that as well. Is the pricing for the invoice that you're creating through this going to be the same as?
Well, so I'm doing it the other way around. Because right now we're in Vista. I'm doing all my pricing and everything in Vista. All that I'm doing.
You're maintenancing that pricing in your quote?
Yeah. So when I'm in an order, when I'm in doing a bid in this system, I'm changing all of my costs to mirror my cost that's in Blue Vista. And some of the things that I've been running into is that I'm actually upping.
So technically you can do both Blue Vista and then use that as a template to go.
Do it in Blue Vista first.
Correct.
and
I'm
kinda
doing
just
it in
mirror
Blue Vista first every time
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, if he is going to order from me, I got to process it in Vista. I'm not going to process, I can't process it in.
And the costs don't exactly match up yet either. So that's
But so in this system, I was actually able to split the subtotaling. So instead of me just having, this is how much it costs per line item for whack, this is how much it costs per line item for Kitzler, I had whack, $660, Kitzler, 507. Have you guys experimented with subtotaling yet? It's very, very,
somebody
very
wanna
easy.
come up.
Who wants to come up to do a quick quote real quick?
Yeah, we still got some time.
15 minutes.
All right, Mike. Must be the hair. Yeah.
So we'll do a bid. Do a bid, right?
Yes, we go into a bid.
You're going into an order.
Oh. Oh yeah, this is not mine. How do I get out of this?
Here you click
So,
into the
so
yellow.
go to the yellow.
Oh.
All right, so we'll do that example that I gave you real quick. So put in 5, and then do a WACHR. Hit enter, and let's pick a proc, anyone. All right, hit enter. Get down to the next line, and then do 1. Do a WAC EN. Hit enter. And let's go with the 2460 RB2. Enter. Do 1. Let's do LUTDVR. Enter.
So how would he subtotal this?
So how's he going to subtotal this item right now? How's he going to subtotal these 3 items?
Go to totals.
So now, so on this line, very simple. We could right click. And we could go to subtotal. Is it there?
No.
No,
I
it
think
says
it's line item.
item.
Line item. It's not in the right click.
I think it was in the line.
Yeah, get out.
That was at the top.
I thought it was up top. So while you're in that, down, click on line item.
All the way up top.
And go down to subtotal. It's also giving you the control function.
So your hotkey there, so control U will do that.
So this is if you want to make any adjustments, if you want to change the name of the subtotal,
Yeah, you can have that say whatever you could have it say.
you
live
have
or
it
whatever
say
you want.
wax subtotal.
Yeah. Nope.
No.
Down here.
In the comment.
The back to is exactly what that is. So it's going.
Yeah, so
That'll
you
go back to the top of the order. You can go back to last subtotal.
Delete. I would delete the whole thing, you know? Delete subtotal at all.
If you want to adjust the flat percentage, yes.
That's okay.
Hit okay?
Should show up
It
in
is
green.
always the right.
But you have your subtotal all the way to the right.
Now, this isn't going to print on the ticket with the pricing for all of the items. That's only for your view. It's going to print with just the subtotal number. So now we hit enter. And we could put in another item. We do one. KIC 6. We do a D.
KIC 60.
Yeah, KIC 60. And we'll, pick one of these dimmers. And do 5. Do a KIC 4. Scroll down. Oh, right there. Go to 4D. There you go. Enter. Enter. So now you want to subtotal the Kitzler. How's he going to subtotal the Kitzler items? Go to line item. Go to subtotal.
Or what's the hotkey? There you go.
Do me a favor. Go put in a quick PO number. I want to see if I know. Oh wait, we're signed in as Rob. Yeah, so it's all right. Are there any questions, guys?
Go into,
I think-
how do we change the
Oh, all right. Well, if you go into the header, now I'm going to check this out because honestly, I've only done it as a subtotaling, but I'll give this a shot. Go up to edit. Form type override. Yeah, so see, it's got shipnet. So click on shipnet.
We're doing a quotation.
Yeah, we are doing
So see where it says sales quotation? Right there. See if you can change the printing on that.
X out.
No, hold on. Is that what you want? You want that?
No, you don't want that. You want to view.
Hold on. Don't click on it. It's giving us the only option.
Yeah. Mike, write that down for me real quick.
Subtotal and how if we want list price or itemized pricing.
Yeah, right now, anything that I've ever printed out has been just the subtotals.
Whereas again, maybe it's not so much looking at individual products, but the customers. In other words, raw, finish,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, no, you're right. Alright, guys, we're meeting with Mark on Monday. Are there any specific questions or anything that you got that we would want to go over with him?
You can always email the group too. If you don't have it right now, but if you come up with something, we're meeting. Just keep in mind, we're meeting with him Monday. We can go over, whatever questions you have. All right, thanks, man.
Yep.
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 All right, everybody practice tomorrow, starting tomorrow.
What's up? Kenny, what's up?
Homework, oh yeah, homework.
I'll email it.
No, you didn't collect it.
What's that?
Leave it on the table. That question. We gotta answer that. Just hand it to me. Overruled.
Bring your homework up here.
Name on it.
No, I mean, well, we did in the last class. We were talking about shipping in the last class, and we did do a few shipments. And all of that came down to changing your status to shipping your specified. I mean, we can go over that in the next one. Is there a specific shipping question, or?
Yeah, if